Hey sis, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the tools you need to transform your workflow and cash flow in 2025. So if you've been struggling to stay organized, feeling like you're wasting time on things that don't move the needle, or just want to get more done while making more money, this episode is about to change the game for you, okay? But before we dive in, I have to let you know this is the last time I'm mentioning my 2-hour biz intensive, and the books will officially close after today. This is your chance to work one-on-one with me to simplify your business, create systems that will make your life easier, and get a clear plan in place to grow your sales. Now, if you've been on the fence, sis, this is your sign to take action now, okay? Don't wait until next year. Take action now. Once today is offer, the offer is gone until God tells me. And girl, I don't know when that is. So don't wait. Head to bit.ly/BIZINTENSIVE. That's bit.ly/biz intensive right now to secure your spot. Let's get your business set up for success in 2025 and beyond. All right, now let's jump into these tools that will transform how you work and earn in the new year. You are listening to Call Her Profitable, the podcast where Jesus-loving entrepreneurs hit 5-figure months consistently, all while keeping God at the center of their business. I'm your host, Odaisha, certified business coach and multi-passionate entrepreneur, here to empower you with the tools to build a profitable, cash-flowing business. And on this podcast, we'll explore effective marketing strategies for attracting clients and boosting sales, along with simple methods for running your business effectively. And hey, if you're ready for accountability in both your faith and business journey, head over to thewomanofpowergroup.com to join our exclusive community. So sis, grab that notebook and that iced coffee and let's get to work. Happy New Year, sis. Yes, we are officially in 2025. I'm super excited. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the tools that will transform your workflow and your cash flow in 2025, because sis, we're coming for everything that God has for us in our business. As you have heard me mention in other episodes, we're not here to build no rinky-dink business for the kingdom of God, right? We're not here to just hear a word from God and be super passionate about it, that we're not being strategic. We're not really taking the time and the effort that's needed to steward well over the businesses that God has given us. We're not setting it up for success. That is not what we're doing. So in 2025, in the beginning of 2025, we're not waiting. We're not waiting for a shift to happen in order for us to set up the proper tools that are needed for proper workflows and cash flows. As I mentioned to you guys before, I am pregnant, okay? And this is how all of this energy, all of this new content have came up to me. I found myself at a crossroad once I found out that I was pregnant, trying to figure out what does this look like for the business now, right? Before, I was able to hustle and grind and do all the things. I had all the energy to be able to put inside my business. But once I got pregnant, my energy and my time was capped and it was limited. And as I was sitting with God and having this conversation with him and asking him, how do I manage being a mom and really nurture my baby, but also still produce at a high level and build and scale a profitable business? He has given me the blueprint to do that. And honestly, one of the things that he showed me was making money in business is not hard. Scaling to 6-7 figures is not the hard part. The hard part is systemizing your business. The hard part is setting up the right processes and systems that you need to maintain that money. That is the hard part, right? So this is some of the things that we're talking about. This season, we are going to be talking about marketing and niche and how you make money in your business, but we're also going to be talking about business management and making sure that you really are truly operating as a business owner and not just someone who has a passionate idea and you're just going with the flow, right? So today, we're going to talk about the tools that would transform your workflow and your cash flow in 2025. These are some of the tools that I am currently using inside of my business that is making my life so much easier as I'm preparing for my baby girl. As some days I sleep more than I work. Some days I'm out of breath. Some days I just don't have it, but my business is still flowing and cash flowing as it should and as I prayed and hoped for, even while I am down and out. Okay. Now, just a quick disclaimer. These tools that I'm going to share with you today in themselves will not bring you cash flow, right? You still need an offer that solves a problem. You still need a marketing strategy that will reach your people. And along with that, you still need processes of how to use these tools, which we spoke about in a previous episode. So if you have not already, please go back to episode 20, where I talk about the 3 process and systems every business need in 2025 to thrive. And then, sis, before we even get into the tools, I just got to mention to you one last time, this is your final opportunity to secure your spot for the 2-hour biz intensive. This is your opportunity to work with me one-on-one. I have opened up my books so that me and you can sit and we can look at what your business goals are. We can figure out together what's working, what's not working. We can put together a marketing strategy. We can put together systems and processes in place for your business so that so that your workflow is much easier, but also that you are prepared for cash flow. And I will even throw in a bonus where we're really taking a look at your niche to make sure your niche really is your niche and some of the pain points and problems that you can solve with your unique offering. This is my last time mentioning this to you, sis. If you are ready to secure your spot, go to bit.ly/BIZINTENSIVE. That's bit.ly/biz intensive. Okay, sis, to secure your spot, because after today, my books are closed and I'm really going to be honing in on those ladies that have take action to make sure that we are setting up our business for success in 2025. All right. So the tools that are needed for workflow and cash flow in 2025. The first tool that is needed is an email marketing system. Your email marketing system, it can be as complex or as simple as you like. Email marketing systems are platforms like Kit. That's the one that I use. Mailer Elite. That's one of those that I started with because it's free and it's a wonderful tool. Get Response is another email marketing tool. MailChimp is another one of those. There are so many email marketing tools out there, but you definitely want this for workflow and cash flow. When I think about email marketing, I think about your email subscribers as members of your congregation, right? So when you have a church, you have visitors and you have members. Your visitors, they just checking you out. They don't know if they want to become involved with your church. They're just seeing what you're about. They're seeing your doctrine. They're seeing if it aligns with their spirit, right? But then you have your members who are invested in that congregation. They know what the doctrine is. They know that this is where God wants them to be. Your visitors, I look at as your social media followers. This is your short form of content. And we're going to talk about short form content versus long form content. Your visitors are like your Instagram, your TikTok subscribers, right? They are there just to see if they even like you. You have about 8 seconds to capture their attention span, but you want to move them over to a place where you're able to really pour into them. It's hard to pour into people on Instagram because there's just so much content out there, so many videos, so much information that is fighting for all of our attention that you might not have enough time to break down your 7 roadmap to success, right? You might only be able to break down step number one. That's not going to get them to their final resort. So what happens with your email marketing system is once your visitors become members and they go onto your email marketing platform, you're able to really nurture them. You're able to really speak to them. You're able to really pour into them inside of your world, giving them your solution, which ultimately leads to cash flow. Because if you have maybe like a paid offering that can really help them dive into their solution, that will be the place that I highly recommend that you present that offer, not necessarily on Instagram because you're fighting for that person's attention. Also, with your email marketing system, it helps you to automate your business. So we spoke about systems and processes, especially when it comes to client retention and also having a positive client success journey. You need an email marketing system to do this, right? You need an email marketing system that once someone clicks, hey, I want to work with her, they're being taken through a process that's not so manual to you through your email marketing system, that they're able to receive everything that they need as soon as they press buy, even if they press buy at 3 a.m. in the morning. You might not be up at 3 a.m. to assist them and give them all the things that they need. But when you set up your email marketing system, as soon as they click buy, they have everything that they need for success. And then when it's time for you guys to meet up, they feel confident. So that is one of the first tools that I recommend that you have to transform your workflow and your cash flow. Tool number 2 is a content scheduler. Oh my gosh. This right here was a game changer for me. Me personally, creating content as far as like Instagram content, so I'm talking about reels and carousel posts, that has taken up so much of my time at the beginning of 2024. I truly believe, and I mentioned this in season 1 of the podcast, of that first episode that I put out, why God led me to start this podcast, is because I was spending so much time creating content that was not converting. It just was not conducive to my business model and what it was that I was trying to do. I have the solution to somebody's problem, and I know that you do, right? I need to focus on refining that solution and getting this solution to my people rather than spending 4 hours trying to create a carousel post, right? Now, content is super important. I don't think that doing a carousel post or reels or all of these, having an Instagram strategy, I don't think that it's not conducive or it's not important to your business. I still utilize it for my business, but there is a way to make that workflow easier. And for me, it's been easier for me by 1, hiring a virtual assistant, and 2, using a content scheduler. So with a content scheduler, you basically can batch all of your content and take that one day to schedule out all your content for the month. The content scheduler that I use is called Plan, Plann, and I'll be sure to add all these tools. Well, I'll be sure to add the business management starter kit inside of the show notes because it's going to have all of these tools in there for you anyway. But Plan is one of them. Planoly is another one. And if you're not trying to spend money right now, honestly, Instagram itself now has a content scheduler. If you go to Facebook, like your Instagram business page, you're able to schedule out content from Facebook onto your Instagram. You can also schedule out reels right inside of your Instagram as well. So that would help you to not show up every day thinking about new content. When am I going to post? How I'm going to post? If you just spend one day out of the month curating all of your content, right, at one time and schedule it out, you're all set and you can focus on other income producing activities for your business. Tool number 3. Slack for communication with your team. This has been a game changer for me because honestly, when I go into work, my phone is on do not disturb. Even if I am posting online, I'm posting online and I'm getting off. I'm not on my phone because I don't want to be distracted. Trust me. You don't need to do much to distract your girl. If the wind is blowing too hard, I'm saying, ooh, wind, right? So Slack for communication with my team. This is the easiest way for me to be able to communicate with them. This is the quickest way for me to communicate with them. This is the quickest way for them to get a response from me. And also, I'm able to organize all of our conversations in one place instead of, hey, let's talk on WhatsApp, or hey, let's talk on social media, or hey, let's talk through text message, because I know that I can get distracted in all these places. And I also want to be able to go back to some of the conversations that we had, and just in case I need to refresh my memory on something. So Slack for communication. Another tool that you can use to transform your workflow and your cash flow is Trello. Trello to organize content. So the way that I use Trello, honestly, Trello is a task management, a project management tool. There's a lot of them out there. I personally use Trello to organize content. Honestly, Trello is an extensive tool. You can do so much with Trello, honestly. But the way that I personally use it, I just use it to organize my social media content specifically. So I have my team on a specific Trello board for each of my brands, and we basically curate content right on that board. We brainstorm content on that board, and we have different slides or different slots for the content. So we have an area that says content curation. Then we have an area that says needs to be approved by Odaisha. Then we have an area that says approved content, please create. Then we have an area that says scheduled. Then we have an area that says analytics. So this is basically how we're able to manage all of our content in one place. If we want to see what content we already produce and how well it's going, we go right on the Trello board. If there's any content that needs to be updated, whether it's because the wording is not correct or we change the branding, we can go right there on that board. So I use Trello to basically organize our content. Another tool that will transform your workflow and your cash flow is Loom. I love Loom. Loom is basically a video platform. So basically you can create tutorials on Loom. Even if you're looking to do a course, I have seen creators create a course using Looms, right? So they basically will have whatever it is that they're teaching. They will have their slides. They will record themselves on their slides, and then they're uploaded as a course. The way that I use Loom to document my process and my systems, so that when I have people coming onto my team and I need them for a specific activity, I can say, hey, refer back to this database. This is how we do things. So that is typically how I use Loom, basically for video tutorials on my process and my systems. And also just for myself to go back to refresh myself on, okay, is this a process or a system in my business that is still conducive? Do we need to switch things up? Where is it that we can improve? Where is it that we can scale back on? Another tool that would transform your workflow and cash flow in 2025 is MeisterTask. So MeisterTask is honestly similar to Trello. It is a project management tool. I just personally like MeisterTask because it's the way that I use MeisterTask is it's basically the operational system for my business. It's how I organize everything that goes on inside of my business, and honestly, a little bit of what goes on inside of my personal world. I like it because I'm able to time myself on how long it's actually from taking me to do a task. I like it because it gives me basically like a bird eye view on my business, what needs to be done, what has been done, with what offers is going out, when they're going out. Like, it's just basically a master operational board for my business. But honestly, you can use Notion, you can use Asana, you can use Trello. MeisterTask is just the one that I personally use as an operational system. You can also use MeisterTask if you want as well for curating content. Another tool for workflow and cash flow is a new tool that I just got, and it's called ThriveCart. This is a place where you can have a sales funnel page, making it easier for your people to purchase from you. And I spoke about this a little bit when it comes to the customer success journey. You want to make it very easy, very streamlined, very understandable of what it is your people are getting. I mean, we are all overwhelmed, right? We're in such an informational stage. There is no shortage of information. There's a lot of information out there. We just want our problem solved. And if we're going to buy into you, please don't make it difficult for us to buy. I brought up Amazon Prime as a perfect example. You go to Amazon, you click buy now, it comes to your house in 2 days, right? So this is how I look at Thrive Cart. It's basically a beautiful sales page system where, hey, this is how I can help you. All you have to do is click this sale page. It's very easy for you to understand what it is that you're getting, how much it costs. Once you purchase it, you're going down the system of receiving the solution to your problem. There's a lot of other sales funnel pages out there. I mean, your email marketing system will also allow you to have a sales funnel page. Like I know Kit has one as well. There's a lot, honestly, out there. ThriveCart is just the one that I personally use. But if you have an email marketing system, you can honestly use the one that is right inside of your email marketing system. Number 8, a tool that would transform your workflow and your cash flow are templates. Sis, oh my gosh, curated content, I can do. Designing the content, oh no, baby. It takes so much time and energy for me. Like I'm just not creative in that aspect to design things. If I had to, I can go on Canva and put a little 1-2 together, but it's really not conducive to what it is that I'm trying to do and where I am in my business. So templates has been such a blessing for me and even for my virtual assistant. So I have used Etsy so many times to just honestly purchase social media templates. I would purchase reel templates. I would purchase carousel templates. I would just honestly purchase a whole bunch of templates. And with the templates, all you have to do, and a lot of these templates, they're like $2, $5. If you want to get fancy, they got $10 ones, whatever. I purchased this template. I downloaded it to my Canva, and the virtual assistant, she'll go ahead and put in our colors, put in the content, and then boom, we have a carousel post, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel here. There's people who are graphically inclined to make posts and all these things beautiful so that when your customer or client reaches your social media page, they're greeted with beautifully designed templates. Number 9. A virtual assistant or just help in general. This right here was a huge struggle for me in the beginning of 2024 because I honestly did not trust people to come into the business and care about the business as much as I cared about the business. But I started to get overwhelmed. This is even before I found that I was pregnant. It was just so much on my plate. And I'm like, okay, this business is not moving because there's things that I'm doing that honestly is not producing money. So I decided to get a virtual assistant, but then I also decided to get some women within my community that can come in and serve as like spiritual leaders, come in and serve as content strategists, like wherever it is that I needed help. That is what I got. I just got help in that area. So to make your workflow and your cash flow easier this year, sis, I highly recommend you delegate tasks to other people. These are tasks that are not necessarily income producing, but they're still important for your business. Those tasks for me that are not income producing, but that are important to my business is creating social media posts. It's not income generating, right? My main focus with social media is to bring brand awareness and to have a social media presence, but I'm not presenting offerings or anything like that on social media. Social media, like I mentioned, if we're looking at my business or you're looking at your business as a congregation, as looking at it as a church, social media people for me or the people on social media are the visitors, right? So you're welcoming them, you're giving them a tour of the church, but you're not sure if they're going to stay around or not. They might not come back in order for you to pour into them, right? So for me, spending a lot of time creating carousel posts and creating content on Instagram, it just was not conducive to my business. However, it's still a very important important part of the business. That is something that I delegate to the virtual assistant. So you want to consider, okay, what is it that you do well, but that you can delegate so that you can focus on income producing tasks? Income producing tasks for me and my business is crafting offers. Income producing tasks for me and my business is meeting with clients, to help them in their business, help them with their business goals, scale their business to the next level. Income producing tasks for me in my business is being still, sitting before the Lord, having business meetings with him to make sure that I'm still in alignment with what it is that he's asking me to do. So number 9, I put virtual assistant, but honestly, just delegate however way you can, whether it's a virtual assistant or administrative assistant or getting volunteers. You just want to delegate so that you can focus on your cash flow. And then number 10, last but not least, is QuickBooks or some type of accountant software so that you can organize your money. Okay. I told you guys already before that when I was praying and asking God, like, how can I scale to 6 figures in 2025? He basically told me that my business was not together. It wasn't ready for 6 figures because my financial books were all over the place. And I needed to meet with an accountant to get my paperwork and my books together. When I spoke to the accountant, there were some softwares that he presented to me, QuickBooks and Wave Accountant as well. Wave Accountant is a software that I have used in the past. All I did honestly was put my business cards, whether it was a debit card or a credit card, on Wave Accountant, and it basically categorized my spending and my cash flow. So at the end of the year, I'm able to give a profit and a loss statement to my accountant so that I'm in order, right? This year, I am working with an actual CPA because the way that I'm looking at my business is going to have to be able to sustain my lifestyle, my family, something that I could pass down to my daughter. So this year, I decided to meet with a CPA because I wanted them to help me with putting myself on a salary. I really wanted them to help me to manage my business income. I really want to position the business to even have a mission account, like just all these things. All right. Just all these, I have a vision. Okay. All these things, but I realized just having some type of software, Wave Accountant or QuickBooks to organize your business money will help you with your workflow and your cash flow, because many of us might have already hit our 4, 5, or even 6-figure goal, but we don't even know because we don't even know how much cash flow or how much money we even invested inside of the business. So sis, stop wasting time. These are the tools that would transform your workflow and your cash flow in 2025. As I mentioned to you already, if you look inside the show notes, I have all these tools inside of what I'm calling the business management starter kit for you. Again, these tools in themselves will not make you 6 figures, but it will help you to manage your business well. You still need processing systems. You still need to sit with God to find out exactly what direction that he has for your business. You still need a craft and offer that solves a problem. You still need to know your people, right? So that you can get in front of them and offer them solutions to their problems. So you want to make sure that you have those things in order. And of course, last but not least, sis, like I mentioned, I have opened up my books. Today is the last day to secure your spot for that 2-hour biz intensive, where we are going to basically look at your business, look at your business goals, look at your marketing plan, look at your niche, just have a bird's eye view on your business and really take 2 hours to strategize how you can get your business in order so that you can hit those income goals that you want in 2025. Today is the last day, sis, to go to bit.ly/INTENSIVE to secure your spot. Once I close the books today, I have no idea when God will ask me to open them back up. And I'm going to be spending my time really honing in on the women that took action so that we can scale their business to the next level. Sis, I love you. Send this episode to a friend that you know has been praying for her business and needs help in her business. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Hey sis, I hope today's episode blessed you. If it did, would you take just 30 seconds to share it with a fellow Christian woman entrepreneur who's ready to step boldly in her God-given business? And hey, don't forget to leave your girl a quick review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps to get the word out and lights me up to know that this podcast is actually making an impact in your journey. All right, sis, time to get back to building that kingdom business and claiming those 5-figure months. I'll see you next week for another power-packed episode. Stay blessed and profitable.